Every man's got a vision for their space. But it takes time, the right planning, and the right team to make it a reality.
That's right. This 30 by 60 here in Bastrop, Texas is proof that it's worth the wait. Today we're going to talk about the building and the price. So stay tuned. Let's get it going.
Welcome backpack. This is Adil from WolfSteel Buildings, and we're out here in Bastrop, Texas with
the one and only
Mr. Gonzalez. David, welcome back to the channel, man. It's been a while.
It's been a while, man. I've been busy selling, so I gotta do what I gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Where was the last building? Was it in the Texarkana project?
I think, no, it was another one. I think it was in the office, but it's been a while.
And so I'm glad that you're out here because I know this one is going to be very special.
Very special, man. This is one of my favorite projects to work on. A lot of time, a lot of communication, a lot of planning, and it's going to be a real special building because we actually have the client with us today. He's going to give us a tour. We're going to go over his experience and just kind of everything that we went through with making this awesome man cave a reality.
Oh, I know you want to talk about the...
I'm feeling a little jolly right now.
You're a little jolly right now. But I want to mention that I think that's why this tour is going to be very, very special, because we're going to get a perspective from our client. What was he thinking to plan to do a build? I know on our channel we have a lot of content regarding the product itself, but this one's going to be more of like, how do you plan for a metal building based on the dreams of what you're trying to do? So that's what you're really going to get out of this video, and that's why it's going to be extremely valuable. So stick around. And David, you feeling jolly today?
I'm jolly, man. It's the holiday season. I'm feeling good, so we want to give something away.
Let's give something away.
What do we want to give away this time?
Yeah, so we're going to give away a free hat and a flag. Okay, a WolfSteel flag and a free hat. Again, this is anywhere in the US, because I know we have viewers all over the US. We'll ship it out, although we only service parts of Texas. It's only certain areas. David, what is the question? And all they have to do is leave it in the comments.
First one to comment, my sales team name.
Oh, it's the winner. First one. All right. Aside from that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all our social media channels. I'm really excited. You ready to bring on?
Let's get it going.
Chet. Alrighty, let's get this going. Alrighty, Pack. So we have our client here. Thank you so much, Chet, for taking the time to just give us a quick tour, like to just talk about your building, your experience as far as like, how did you make this all happen? And I know we're gonna have a lot of questions that the audience usually has whenever they buy a piece of land and they're like, you know what, I wanna build a metal building. And then how do you even start? And what is that process? And that's the questions that we want to answer mostly here by asking our client. And Chet, thank you so much for making this possible. And again, just kind of a little reminder, we're not actors, we're just normal people, and we're just trying to give as much value to make sure that you have a great metal building experience if you're planning to do a metal building project in the near future. So David, you want to get started with maybe the very first question?
Chet, first things first, pleasure to finally meet you, and
yes,
I'm glad that we were able to make this happen. So how long were you in the market for a metal building before you actually said, all right, I'm ready to kind of get going?
Probably about six to 8 months.
6 to 8 months.
I was trying to determine what kind of building. The metal building was something I had heard about. I knew that it was, mostly used for commercial stuff. And
yeah.
I didn't know. I was completely ignorant to what a metal building really, the options I had with the metal building.
Yeah.
But I saw a video and I said, who are these guys?
Okay.
And I started watching more videos and I was hooked.
Yeah.
But I think the best part about the videos for me that allowed me in that 6 or so months before we actually ever, started talking, was I was learning about metal buildings.
Okay.
Bill did a great job of bringing some of the questions in the video.
Yeah.
And then I would pick up the phone and call you.
Yeah.
And said, hey, and you were excellent with answering all my questions, even some of the ones that you had already answered. I never felt pressured. I always felt like whatever my dream was what your work was.
Yeah. That's the reason for the name of my team. Just a little hint right there for you guys.
Hey, and by the way, you guys were just talking earlier when first called. Was it last year around like exactly like around this time?
It's so funny when we talked before, but when we got to the contract, it was right at holiday time. Everybody was, kind of trying to do their holiday time, and I felt like, oh God, I'm bothering these guys. But poor Jane, David and Jane, they were like, hey, holiday can wait. Chat, you're important. So I really felt the love the pack was sharing me during the holiday time, because I had time off from work to really be able to focus on the building, but it was their family time. And they kind of brought me in and kind of worked around what they had going on to answer some questions. So I was really thankful.
Whenever you and I first started talking, and actually when we got close to the closing, you mentioned it was the holiday season. We started off with a tubular building. Behind us, we have a red iron. It's a beautiful red iron. Talk to me about why'd you want to link to the tubular, and then why did you decide to go with a red iron?
At the end of the day, most of us don't have an endless supply of resources.
Yeah.
The pack had a great sale for the tubular.
Yep.
So I started to examine what a tubular would give me and what it would do. All the while knowing that red iron was kind of in my gut. I'm kind of a red iron. I think I made a red iron.
There's a full I-beam right here. Yes, sir.
So I really kind of wanted a red iron, but I also knew there were some things that I really wanted in relation to feature space and things like that.
Yeah.
So the sale of the tubular with the red iron made the tubular seem a little bit more attractive.
Mm-hmm.
But all being said, the red iron is what I wound up with. But that was why.
So the reason why I'm asking is because the building that's behind us is not the building that I sold you originally.
No, it isn't.
It's definitely not, man. It went through so many changes, and gratefully so. Like, the building came out beautiful.
Thanks.
So, just give us, your insight on the design, and how did you come up with, this vision? Was it through YouTube? Was it through like you just kind of watching different things? Just talk us about the project.
Each week I would watch a video and I go, Abdel, why didn't you say that last week? And so I called David and say, hey, David, I've watched the video. And it was all about the continued learning and knowledge and the tutorials I was getting from Abdel's videos that caused me to really make the swing.
Yeah.
Tubular gave me some resources because of the sale, but the red iron was where I wanted to be, and it gave me also a few things that I could do.
Mm-hmm.
But the transition had to do with what was going to make me happy long term.
5-10 years on the road, you'll remember the cost. You'll be happy with what you have,
And
10 years on the road, you're gonna sit there, right there, I forgot how much I paid for this thing, but I'm happy. You're looking at deers, you're looking, just this beautiful landscape. I think you mentioned you're gonna build a barn maybe later on, it's just, you're not gonna think about the price anymore.
So I would tell you, one of the things that helped me to come to the red iron is David kept saying, what do you really want versus just trying to count pennies?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you want. We will tell you some of your options, and then you can make a better decision. And I think that's what made that transition from saving a few pennies with going tubular to spending a few more pennies with red iron, but being absolutely ecstatic every day I open the door.
Speaking of the door, beautiful door, man. How did you come up with, that specific door? Was it the landscape that you wanted to go with the wood accent, windows?
Well, that door is kind of twofold. Number one, watching the videos. I saw a door similar to this in the video.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's a great door. So the door color, I watched the video and the colors were very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
But the deer come through the golf course, through the property in the morning and the evening. And so I wanted to be able to be in the shop, working on something, and be able to see the deer.
Mm.
And so that's kind of how the door and the windows happen.
The windows.
Because I think you might remember we initially were talking about the vertical windows, and it was like, wow, but I really want to be able to see outside. And
Yeah.
David said, hey, we have horizontal if you're going to do red iron. So again, right back to red iron. This everything just kind of was going to happen with the red iron.
Yeah.
It was destined to have red iron.
Talk to us more about, how'd you come up with the, I think before we started recording, you were talking about the front porch extension versus the lean-to versus the overhang. Give us a little bit of insight on that, in your decision-making process.
Again, I continued to watch videos because each video gave me more information on options, not so necessarily that work for me, but just options. And what I started to see was videos that had overhangs, and some had, I think they called them porches. I'm not sure what that term is.
The front porch.
So I kind of thought about it, but one of the things that I thought was I wanted to drive to kind of be open, and then honestly, I said if I put a porch out there, I may run into it.
Especially with this fog in the morning. Yeah, you're able to see it.
No, but I said why not do a lean-to on the side so I can sit and drink lemonade and kind of just look at the trees.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially like if it's raining, you can still kind of hang out here.
Yes.
Some people might not like the rain, but I love it. At least I do. I'm not sure how you.
I love it. I love it. It's kind of relaxing. It's music.
Oh, 100%. My grandpa always said, rain is life.
You can't do anything without water.
No, sir. In terms of it's construction, things happen, good things, bad things. Did you have any issues at some point, and how do you feel WolfSteel, took care of those issues?
In another Admiral video, he says, construction, things happen.
Yeah.
Some of the things that happened were due to my fault. Some things were just timing and just a normal construction process. But every step, Wolf said, hey, we're going to make it right. Hey, we're going to fix it. Don't worry about it. And every time I was completely satisfied in the remedy for the problem. So that part, construction, there are things that's going to happen. Sometimes no one's fault, sometimes someone's fault, but Wolf did what they were supposed to. They made me happy.
You were telling us a little bit about your wraparound. What do you think about it? You like it? Did you think it was a good choice when it came down to doing the full wraparound? Because at first you didn't have a full wraparound, right? Which is going to be a lean-to up to here.
Correct. I tell you, one of the things that for me that made the pack really make me feel like, okay, I was making good decisions, because I had an idea, but they were honest and said, hey, if you want to do that, you surely can do it, but think about this. And that's what happened with the lean-to, is I had it up to a point, and I, again, counting pennies, and I said, this might look better, and you might be happier down the road with it. And I was like, David, you're just taking all my money. But in hindsight, he was looking out for what I would then go, you know what? I should have done it. The option being presented to me by David and the team, I think was really, really helpful, so I can make a good decision now versus having to regret later.
Honestly, that's one of the biggest regrets, is that they wish they would have done it either bigger or made the decision to go with that extra, in this scenario, the lean-to. So I've always told everybody, the biggest regret is saying, no, I'd rather save some costs. And
if your gut tells you kind of that, yeah, I would enjoy it, and not until you have it. I've had so many clients say, man, I wish I would have done a little bit more of this or that. And so I think that's kind of what we try to do, is just at least mention it, so that way the client makes the choice themselves, but they were at least aware, because we're the ones that experience metal buildings constantly. From a client perspective, I would assume like 1 or 2 metal buildings in their lifetime that they would possibly purchase. So the experience isn't the same amount of experience that we've gone. Every time we go to projects, like, oh, we learn new things, and those are the things that we share with our clients. It's up to them to decide whether they want to proceed or not with some of those options. So it's amazing.
As of right now, what would you say is your favorite part of the building? And what would you recommend to clients take into consideration?
Favorite part of the building? Wow.
Besides working with me, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
I would probably say one. It's kind of a hard one. Every time I open the door and I step in, I go, I like this.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the feeling when I walk in the building,
it's
just a good feeling. I know it's going to sound weird. The smell of the spray foam and the metal. I don't know, it feels like a metal building.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that we moved into fall, and this may be seasonal, but sitting out on this lean-to in this beautiful concrete and not being out in the grass and that really makes me comfortable.
Yeah.
Makes me comfortable.
So a little lean-to shade area.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of hang out.
Watching the wildlife,
Yeah.
hanging out. Don't watch as many videos as I used to, but I still stay in touch. But I would say the lean-to.
Big shout out to Raul, because I know you mentioned the concrete, and earlier we were having conversation. Big shout out to Raul. If you worked with Raul before, also for any previous clients, I think he made the experience of, you know, prepping the building. Definitely when you come in, you can see the high elevation. You were saying about high, because this is 12 foot tall. But from the driving, it's already sitting like at a high elevation, which makes it like, you know, like you coming up to like a castle, you know, right here in, you know, at a high elevation. So
when we decided to move forward and they said, hey, we're going to get you a site visit, I kind of didn't know, you know, like, is this a place where they're going to try to upsell me? No. He came out, he looked at it, he said, you know, looks good. You might want to think about this. You might want to think about that. But I think where he really made me feel comfortable was once the job started, he kept me informed on everything that was happening. So I didn't have any questions at the end when it was too late. Because once you pour it, it's yours. You know, as we went through that process, from the time they came in and put the footers in to the time that the visqueen went down, and the concrete trucks came in, I was always informed.
With that being said, obviously, it seems like you had a pretty good experience. Why would you recommend to your neighbors, friends, family, WolfSteel buildings?
I would recommend Wolf, first and foremost. It's not about the sale. It's about making your dream come true. Because at the end of the day, David kept saying, what do you want? What do you want? Not, here's what I'm going to give you. Here's what I want to give you. And that, for me, because I didn't really know what I wanted at the beginning, made it come out to be what I really wanted. And because it was my decision, not what he was trying to push on me. And so that for me makes the WolfSteel difference.
The WolfSteel experience.
Yeah.
So your original contract was a tubular building, and then it turned through a process in our planning department, our processing department. That's where the change came into being a red eye. Because when we arrived, that's what you were saying, like.
Yeah, the first thing I said was like, that's not the one I sold them. Yeah. And it's a team effort because, yeah, you're saying that I'm the one that didn't push anything on you, but a team effort was like, hey, Chet, what about this? Hey, Chet, what about that? You know, we give you different options and just opinions based on what we know you want versus what we know will benefit you later down the road. It's a team effort, you know, from my permitting team to the final touches. Everybody understands that, hey, it's what you guys want. You know, it's not about the sale, it's about what you guys want at the end of the day, and make sure that, you know, 5-10 years down the road, you still remember WolfSteel Buildings made my building and they gave me exactly what I wanted.
I can't say it enough how I never felt like I was rushed or pressured to pull a trigger in either direction. It was like, when I said, I don't want to do a tubular, you know, I'm holding my head down. He said, okay, Chet, what do you want to do? You want to go right on? All right. Let me work this up. Let me get it to my team and I'll get back to you. Yeah. Not one time did I feel guilty or bad because I pulled back on, you know, that contract and moved to something different. Not one time. And for me, that was huge.
So for anyone out there, you know, still on the fence about, you know, getting a metal building, what advice would you give them based on your experience?
If you ideally have an idea, location of where you want whatever building it is, and the reason for that is because the features you may think you want have to align with your geography, because that is so important. And depending upon what those features may be, red iron or tubular may work out a little better for you, and depending upon where you want, what's going to be your primary focus. And that for me is probably the starting point for everything else.
Based on what you're saying here, like the entrance is coming through here. So the extended porch would have made it really difficult for you to access. Yes. So that feature, you were mentioning is like, you considered it, but it probably didn't work. But this whole wraparound, because the entrance is here and you cleared out part of your land, of your geography here, this whole lean-to allows you to really see
Who's coming in and out?
the clearance of it. So that's why you're building to us as soon as we arrive. We're like, it's perfect. It's perfect for this property.
Yeah.
And this was all you too, because this is all you planning based on your geography. You know your geography better than even us from WolfSteel.
I walked this property day in and day out, literally sometimes on the phone with David, asking questions and trying to envision it as I'm here. So I think
See, I didn't know that.
so. I
That's
think
awesome.
that not being rushed truly allowed me to have an idea of what the finish was going to be in relation to the layout of the building to the land. The orientation, David really helped me with features to understand, okay, we may have to move this window 2 feet this way. Is that a problem? So, I mean, even as something as detailed as that, he called me and kept me in the loop. Hey, you want to do this, but are you okay with this? And that allowed what he told me to be what I see, not what he told me, and what I see is something different. So it's exactly what he told me would be.
So for the viewers, because I know maybe the viewers right now are asking, oh, okay, great. So there's this building, what dimensions this is. So what we have, well, we're going to talk in the inside, the space, right? But this lean-to is 10 wide, and then it goes the full length, which is like 60, but then it adds an extra 10 all the way around, right? Do you feel like this lean-to is a really good size? Like, what is your opinion on the size that you ended up with?
10 foot is absolutely great if you're going to use it as a porch. If I had to do it all over again, I watched another video
Those videos, man.
and someone said 12 foot. So I would tell you, if you're going to do a lean-to, probably do 12 foot if you want to drive a vehicle on it. It's great for sitting, but if you want to put a vehicle up here at 12 foot, but I love it. It is great. I have a table and chair and I sit out here. Perfect, great. I would also say that having taken the advice I was given and did the whole thing really, really gave me a lot of options, because sometimes in one portion the sun is beaming, so I have to move down to the other end, and having the whole thing covered gives me that option.
Oh, yeah. You ready to go in the inside?
Oh boy, this is the best part of the building. When you go in,
Let's go in.
We get it. Starting a new metal building project can feel overwhelming with concrete here, installation there, permits somewhere else. At WolfSteel, we can take that headache away. From site prep to the last screw, we bring every service under one roof here in Texas for Texans, so you can have your metal building without the stress. We handle tubular buildings, red iron weld up and bolt up buildings, permitting assistance, full concrete slabs with site prep, plus any demolition if needed. Concrete coating options, various installation options, a gutter system for your building, custom doors, windows, and even cedar accents if you want a more rustic look. You need more, like mezzanines, balconies, or masonry, we got that too. We do not service outside of our service area, nor provide material or kits only, and our services do not stand alone. We focus on full turnkey Texas metal building projects. WolfSteel is the easy choice. Texans, we've got you covered. If you fall within the service area, contact us today. If not, I hope our channel is helpful for your metal building project.
Ta-da! Beautiful, and it's a work in progress. So we finished the project back in like September, August. We finished our
they're probably about right.
around, and then from there you started to build in the inside. Talk to us. What are you trying to accomplish? What is it ultimately that you're doing?
So ultimately, it's going to be a man cave. A man cave. There's no other way to cut it. So the shop is going to be, it's going to transition from just being shop to more of that man cave with dartboards and television, but then also having space for tools. Kind of a little bit of everything, but also a space that if family at holiday times, I'll put the tractor outside and we have a big open space to have family and hang.
Beautiful. I actually do have a question. We have a lot of questions about mini splits.
Yes.
How do you feel? One is enough? Is two better? How do you feel, in terms of comfortability?
Well, I will tell you that the spray foam is the bomb diggity. The spray foam gave me, I was in the building for probably a month, maybe 2, with no spray foam. Miserable. Spray foam with no mini splits was considerably different than without the spray foam. So the spray foam made a huge difference. And also the sound deadening was, like, it rained, I could tell the difference. The mini splits, if you're really trying to to count pennies. The mini splits is a great option because it allows you to be able to heat and cool a particular area without all of the duct that you may need if you use a traditional conventional heating HVAC.
Yeah.
Overall, your building is a 30 by 60, and then we got 12 foot to the eaves, and you got a 412 pitch, which is what makes it a little bit even higher, like from a pitch standpoint. So these two mini splits have worked well for this open area, which is a 30 by 40, right?
40, yes.
To up to the wall that you have created. That the two mini splits have worked well for this space.
Oh yeah, those guys, they're just those two. I'd really keep them on a really low output because it gets frigid in here. With the insulation, the spray foam has made all the difference in the world. So the two mini splits are plenty enough for a 30 by 40. And then on the back side, with having the extra units outside, there's not an eyesore, anything at all.
Because this is 2 inch on the roof and then 1 inch on the wall.
Yep, and the 2 inches really kind of help with the sound when it does rain. So if I was inside, I was trying to watch television, I'm not bombarded. Outside, I love it. It's relaxing on a lean-to. But inside, if I'm doing something, I can still hear.
And here's where you can see through. So the deer, well, right now they're kind of hiding right now. Earlier this morning, they've been hanging around.
The deer, they knew they could smell the wolf.
Oh, so they ran, they took off. Yeah. Some wolves out here, right? There was.
So part of I mentioned about orientation of your building to your property and what matters to you. And one of the things of why the glass door was so important was because I wanted to be able to look outside and take the deer in if I'm in the shop doing something, and be able to just look outside. And I get enough shade from the trees that I do get direct sun, but it is filtered through the trees. So again, how you lay out your building, those things are important.
Yeah.
And I only know that from watching videos and talking to David. They're like, hey, do you want to consider this? Do you want to consider that? So it really helped.
Another question I had for you, if you don't mind, we can kind of show, the rooms you're building. Did you already have your frame up, your wood frame stud wall when we came and did the spray foam, or was it before that we did that? And I know that was something that you were kind of like questioning, can it happen or can it not happen? What was your experience on that?
Well, there's a video that I watched that talks about spray foam and electrical and before or after. Yeah. And I watched it like several times and trying to figure out, like, it doesn't matter. And what I came up with, it's a total preference to you or the contractors is doing the work. So I asked the contractor that was doing the work, who said that, he'd like to do it before. And I feel comfortable that I think that it was good doing it before. I had no questions or problems.
So in most cases, like if you're just doing like a shop where like you're not gonna have a studded wall, then it's really a preference. If you're gonna have a studded wall, it also can be a preference, but sometimes if you're gonna be combining it with like some sort of insulation extra to fill in the gaps of your like say open cell or something like that, then it also makes more sense that way. So it just depends the use and stuff like that is what's gonna to get the best. But overall, it looks really great, man. So what are you building in here?
So this is gonna be just kind of like a closet. And what I do is any kind of tools or anything that I don't want to get dusty or anything from the shop, I'll just go in there. So the doors for these guys are over there. So it'll just be a door there, just kind of a closet. Okay. This is kind of man cave kind of stuff. Just had to have a refrigerator to put cold beer in. I mean, it's either to have it.
Gotta have it.
And that's kind of it.
Not a man cave, there's no beer in it.
Right. And I mean, there it is. Have beer. So that's kind of it. And then, one of the things I wanted to be able to do is if I was down here working, I wouldn't have to go all the way back to the house for the bathroom. So I put a bathroom in. It's not finished, but it serves a purpose right now.
It's all in progress.
Yeah, all in progress. And then I put an office in here. It's not finished, but this will be the office.
What I like about this is that it gives you a good idea of how big the space is.
This is 20 by 30. I tell you, 20 by 30 space is great for having an office space.
Office space.
Yeah, it's great. 20 by 30, like I have two rooms, One's gonna be kind of a office, and the other one over there, that guy's kind of gonna be another, just kind of an open space. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with it. I'll probably put a place that if I'm back here and I want to take a nap, I can take a nap in it. But yeah.
How long do you think it will probably take you to accomplish your the whole progress? Because I know it's kind of going in just
The interior of the building, I probably have another 3 to 4 months of because some of it is determining what exactly I'm going to do there. For the most part, I have a rough plan, but it's the fine tuning. So I'm not rushing myself. I'm just taking my time. So my goal is to by springtime have it all done.
Nice. He's gonna invite us to the barbecue, and
Yeah.
that's all right.
I smell barbecue.
Oh, he does watch the videos. Yeah, that's a true fan right there.
But I would tell you that if people have those questions, if they're going to do their electric, when they, incorporate how it's going to come into the building, because I had to do that in relation to the foundation.
Right.
So I brought it up through the foundation. It's really important if they are going to do it, that they do it and work with the concrete guys.
Okay.
Because that some people may do a 220 line, and they may decide if it's going to be a long run where they bring their electric in. Yeah, and the pole's over there, but if you run the box there, then making sure that you don't need another breaker box.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Could have another breaker box in the back for the back units.
One last question, Chet, before, I think, we gave a lot of value to our audience. One last question is, I really like the idea of what you did. So right now you have the up to about, what is it, 6 foot to 8 foot?
8 foot, yep.
Yep, 8 foot white. So this is going to be exposed, and definitely it makes a difference. I love it. From here down, you didn't paint it. What are you trying to do? I know we talked about it, and actually I think it's gonna look phenomenal.
Again, Mancave, just kind of shop feel. Drywall would give it a little bit too finished feel to it. So I'm gonna use panels like what's on the outside on the inside. Some galvanized panels just on the inside to give it a kind of a rough feeling. And I felt that the 8 foot was kind of good. So pretty much at eye level and down will be just panels, and then the rest will be the white the spray foam. So it kind of stays a shop, but also has some warmth to it from the panels.
Yeah.
And the Gavaloom color, I think, is gonna look really good, and it's also long-term, very low maintenance, compared to painted panels, where like if it's a shop and you're kind of hanging around, you got tools, you don't scratch it as a painted panel. So, man, it's going to look phenomenal. It's going to look phenomenal.
I'll have you guys back when it's all done, and we'll have a barbecue.
Sir.
I smell barbecue.
There we go. We'll have the team down.
Yeah. Already saw what kind of beer you drink, so
there you go. There we go. Yeah. I felt comfortable once I decided I was going to do a building. The Wolf experience has been positive, and I don't have any regrets that I chose Wolf. I'm actually happy and comfortable, and I recommend WolfSteel to anyone who's considering doing another building.
Aside from that, guys, Chet, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Continue to enjoy, honestly, your property as well. I mean, I love your building, but the property with the building is it's perfect. We came here early in the morning. It was like, man, this is just it's perfect.
It was almost like a movie because it was fog. The sun was coming up, the deers were popping out. It's just, it was almost like it was a setup. We're probably not paid actors, but those deers might have been. He put the feet out there on purpose. I think he saw what he was doing.
And then Ed, the first thing is like, oh man, let's get the drone out really quick before the sunrise came up. But aside from that, thank you so much for giving us the tour of your build, and I hope that others learn a little bit more of the experience of getting a metal building. So, David, thank you so much also for making the trip out here. I know with your client.
I've been wanting to meet him for a while. We always had a great communication over the phone, and it was we were gonna do it one way or another, and I was gonna come out here. So
awesome, guys. Aside from that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
What's up, Pack? Remember to stay up to date with everything that we're up to by checking out our social media. You can find us at WolfSteel Buildings for behind the scenes action. We share our latest projects, update on what the team is working on, and all the exciting progress happening in real time. Don't miss out on the action, and remember to give us a follow.
Are you excited for this project?
Oh man, I am so excited to show this building around, man.
I know this project's really, really special for you.
This building, this project, it's absolutely beautiful.